Our first experience with Green Acre was in 1938. Our parents, this was post-depression, our parents were very short of cash, so they put us in a 1934 Buick, 5 children, drove us up to Maine. It was about an 11-hour trip at that time from New Jersey. Pitched a tent late at night. My father had to turn around and go back home to work. And my mother, blessed creature, had the responsibility of feeding us, clothing us, and tending to us for 6 weeks in the woods right over here. Infested with mosquitoes, no running water, no nearby stores. I think a little store up at the top of Clark, a little convenience store. And this is the sacrifice they made in order to have us have an experience of this wonderful place.
It's a wonderful glimpse of the future. I've been coming to Green Acre my whole life.
My favorite part about Green Acre is the people and the staff.
My year of service at Green Acre has been, without a doubt, the best year of my life. Being able to work and just serve people all year round has just totally, really, I think, changed my life.
My daughter, my first daughter, got married here, Serena, who's in Africa now. And also my second daughter got married here.
Pretty cool. I love it here. It's like my second home.
My parents became Baha'is when I was 2, and I've been to Green Acre every single year since then.
The peace that exists here, the happiness between people, the hospitality, the way the staff treats everybody, it's exactly what the Baha'i faith is all about.
Here, here.
Abdul Baha's actually visited it, and it has been blessed by his visit.
When I was a child here, probably around 6th grade or so, my my grandmother brought me and my brother up here, and we had a very good time. It was also a formative time in my life, so I kind of got to bond with some of the older youth. It really influenced me as far as coming up into the cause, started owning the cause, and started really identifying with it.
When we come as a family, it's always a special time for us, and I think this is probably about our 6th trip.
We were there the first time, 1986.
Oh. Yeah, 1986.
Yeah, first time.
And yeah, we still have the picture.
Yeah, 2 young couple. And then we keep coming year after year.
So it means a happy, peaceful, loving place to me, more than anything.
Everybody cares, and you can learn a lot. You can meet good people and eat good food.
When I came here, I was just blown away. I was just like, wow, I want to come here again and again and again. And this is my 2nd year.
Well, in effect, I became a Baha'i at Green Acre. A friend had said to me, if you want to have an unequivocal proof of the beauty of the faith, of the power of the faith, you should go to Green Acre.
What stands out about Green Acre is that the foundations of your friendship are built specifically on your spiritual heritage. Because for I don't know how many hours, at least 6-7 hours, you're intensely studying who you are. And you find it out with all these people who are at the same stage as you are in their lives, and you make a connection not on a human level, but on a spiritual level. It's wonderful.
We have come to give thanks to our Lord. We have come to give thanks to our Lord.
It feels like more like home here, because it has all the components of home. You have family, you have a loving environment, you have just space to relax and space to learn, and space to learn something that's way more important than what you would be learning maybe in school, because this is your spiritual development, and this is what's going to follow up in the afterlife.
My favorite place at Green Acre is the inn, because it's just like a homey place. It's like, if you're like homesick at Camp Green Acre, you have like a billion mommies and a billion daddies.
Lots of my friends usually come here. and there's lots of big open space to run and play.
I like Green Acre because it has a very good playground and very good food.
I think it's good for kids to come here because it's all about kids.
Here in Green Acre, you're surrounded constantly by the Baha'i atmosphere. It gives you just such a wonderful opportunity.
And just the love that everyone brings with them. Like when you say, oh, Green Acre, I think, wow, you know, and like even when you leave Green Acre, you can tell the difference. And it's like disappointing because you're like, someday it will all be like that though.
There's a little path back there in the trees, and it's a really, really nice walk, and you can see a lot of birds and turtles and stuff. Once you get kind of farther down it, it's really magical and stuff.
I come to Green Acre basically mainly for the reflective purpose. I mean, it's a place where, you know, the atmosphere is very conducive to reflection, and therefore, you know, thinking about and, you know, kind of reorienting oneself and kind of get a greater idea of what this, you know, cause is all about. Especially as a Baha'i, the importance that Baha'u'llah puts on reflection in general. I mean, I can't think of a better place as far as, you know, with all just being here in nature and really getting into, you know, the whole spirit of things and really reflecting on what needs to be done and all of the, you know, the chores and work we have before us. And the kind of a place to re-energize, it just kind of does that.
It's like the rust is coming off the heart. It's like cleaning off the rust from the heart so that by the time the weekend or the week is over, you are inspired and re-energized to, you know, return to whatever community and consecrate yourself, you know, to the service of the faith.
Remember that this is a place of service, and of prayer, and of humor.
I'm currently a doctoral student, and the level of discourse involves oftentimes students competing with one another and trying to guess what the professor says and trying to outdo the other one. And so the learning experience here at Green Acre is so much more rich and so much more democratic and so much more cooperative.
I like the way the academic structure for the learnings and the teaching is also steeped in the writing, but I also like the mixture of being in small groups with other people and talking amongst yourselves and making it human and real. So it's a mixture of the academic with the humanity. And I think they do a very good balance of that here at Green Acre.
At Green Acre, the learning is in the context of a loving community, in the context of families, in the context of race diversity, age diversity, cultural diversity, with everyone at least on the same page in the search for truth.
I was very appreciative for the atmosphere of learning that I encountered when I came here, because I have to admit I was really nervous because I hadn't refreshed any of my knowledge of the Dawnbreakers for many years. And the Dawnbreakers, especially for Baha'i youth, is such a pivotal piece of literature, especially in understanding your purpose as a Baha'i youth particularly.
The learning process is never over. As long as you're alive, to me, that's what you're intended to do. And Green Acre and the Baha'i Faith provides so many avenues to accomplish that, that we are constantly learning.
The process of learning is very much important to being a human being, as far as continuing to learn. Once Abdu'l-Baha talks about there's, progress and regress, there's no middle ground, in the sense that learning is part of that. Learning helps, stimulate that progress. And once you stop learning, then the regress begins.
The spirit of Abdu'l-Baha's presence is everywhere. And the children's classes are very well prepared, and you always feel safe and comfortable leaving your children in the children's program. And that was always wonderful to come here and be able to leave your children and partake of the adult classes and have your children be in a nurturing environment.
I think the most moving thing for me is when I see children 3 months later, 6 months later, or a year or 2 years later, and they come running to me and say, "You were my teacher! I remember you."
This is a very spiritually nurturing environment. It's very accepting, children feel comfortable, they find different modes of learning. The tutors are always, for children's classes, are always very well selected and very loving. And so we have always had very positive experiences for our children here.
It's just a wonderful place for kids to affirm their Baha'i identity. Sometimes if you live in a community where there aren't any other Baha'is, children don't have Baha'i friends in school, they come back here and they reconnect with friendships that they made the year before or the last time that they visited Green Acre.
Now, maybe for me as a mother's role, I'm trying to raise the Baha'i children a very, very holy responsibility. And we have family prayers, and we do go to Baha'i school. And on the weekends, or when my husband has day off, instead of going to fair or beach, I think of going to Green Acre is one of the ways to raise Baha'i children. They have so much fun here.
This is the crown jewel of Baha'i schools. And I think for many of us, we sort of take it for granted. This is a place, when you walk on these grounds, you're walking on the grounds that Abdu'l-Baha walked on. When you stand at those trees over there where Abdu'l-Baha stood, you're standing on the spot where Abdu'l-Baha stood. When you're in his room praying, you're praying in a room that the master slept in.
It's so peaceful and nice, and it's so nice having kind of his spirit there.
That's probably my favorite spot now, the Abdu'l-Baha's room.
It's a place where I can just be completely comfortable and surrounded by love.
That spirit that was here when he was here is still here.
A minha parte favorita é o quarto onde Abdu'l-Baha ficou.
Go in Abdu'l-Baha's room and then, kind of reconnect yourself.
It's difficult for me to talk about the love that I do have, for the faith. And the master, who was the one who really, touched my heart and showed me that this was, the way to go to Baha'u'llah. And from the minute I came to Green Acre and visited the room of Abdu'l-Baha, the expression on the picture stands in my memory so deep, so moving, that I knew from that moment that I had found something special. And from that moment on, I haven't been able to really, feel this way. And every time I have to tell the story, it will move me again. And I don't know how to express in words how much I want to serve Abdu'l-Baha.
Whensoever holy souls, drawing on the powers of heaven, shall arise with such qualities of the Spirit, and march in unison, rank on rank, every one of those souls will be even as 1,000, and the surging waves of that mighty ocean will be even as the battalions of the concourse on high. What a blessing that will be, when all shall come together, even as once separate torrents, rivers and streams, running brooks and single drops, when collected together in one place, will form a mighty sea.